Hello and welcome. Good job I did check. I actually wasn't recording once. Right. Now, one thing I'm going to say before I actually start is I do realise actually this production is now too good. Yeah, that even as a super, that was so I was trying to work out. I was like, that's it is supposed to be good, and this is not a standard super where I say 7.5 to 10 tons, but I think it's got to have been doing more like 30 tons a night, which is really just a bit way out there. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't mean there are no factories that do that, but I'm sort of, my golden rule is 7.5 to 10 tons. The boarding factory is probably twice as good as that. There's certain ones that are like that. That is it, but it's still too good. So I need to tweak it down going forwards. Now then, we did promise we put that down. It is December, so it's actually, yeah, we've got to burst through to, now we switched everything off in the boarding factory because the chipping, we've got to change its name. Yeah, I did switch everything off. Fantastic. I did say we're going to put that's true. We're going to put the poplar greenhouse. I don't think I've done. The one thing I'd like to do before we do anything is grab the stones off the ground. Now, I did try. I think I told you about it earlier. Yeah, I tried to do the paladin as a telehandler and as a front loader. Now, sometimes the telehandler ones are the ones that the game doesn't like you doing. I did a stone picker one, and it did not like me doing the stone picker one as a telehandler. It refused to play ball, whereas the front loader and the wheel loader, they both worked. So yeah, and then skid steer, I didn't bother with the skid steer because I didn't think it would handle stones very well, so I never created one. It is this one. Yeah, some really big stones on this as well. Yeah, Weasel has actually created this type of thing, replaceable stones. So for people like Mr. Sealy P and myself who are like trying to make a Let's Play and figure certain things in, you can put surface stone on the map. Now, obviously, I've always been a bit funny with things like that. That if you were playing a storyline, oh wow, there's a few bits and bobs of trees we've missed. Have I got a... No, I haven't. Let's grab a... Now, there's another thing as well that I realised. I was thinking, if you're doing your... that's just one thing at a time. Let's get the chainsaw first, and let's talk and at the same time. Yeah, I think if you was like doing the type of things that the bushes are, then you really need to have like a tiny manure spreader. If you're not spraying, you need to... Yeah, you need like... Yeah, because I'm not spraying. If we're going to have, which we did have the bonus, which we've actually obviously got, so we can't go back on that. I'm not going to suddenly like that. No, we're not doing that now. We just actually gained a 50% bonus because we are going organic. Then there were others, but I hate this. I can see one. Yeah, it's in trouble when you're on the ground level. You can't actually see the. Yeah, where they all are. Whereas obviously, I think I saw 3 or 4 though. Let's just have a quick look and see. Can we see any more for any more? I think you did it all right, actually, Mr. Smith. I do. Yeah, I think that's not too terrible. So we'll grab the wood chips up as well. So it will kickstart the poplar greenhouse. Now the poplar greenhouse, I think I mentioned that as well, didn't I? Let's just switch that off a minute because we don't want to be picking wood chips up. And we need to stick this with the other pile of stones. Yeah, I'm a terror. I'll start chatting and then I'll go off onto another tangent and then forget that I was telling you about a certain thing. Yeah, so apologies. It's just I am a terror for it. Yeah, the poplar greenhouse, the actual poplars themselves don't ever appear. The plants, I've tried a couple of plants. So I have had some success. I've done the guar beans and I've done super soybean. That's it. Then we need to switch it off. So we don't want to force tip again. Wow, there's actually quite a lot there, more than I thought. Now we do need to repair this as well. Right, so then, yeah, so there is no plants, but there's a couple of my greenhouses where they did use, like the guar beans, you can quite plainly see they are not a giant's concoction. They literally on my own, and I doctored a tomatus plant and made it into a guava bean. And the guava bean literally does look like that. So it's not, I haven't made it up or anything. It really is a real plant, a real bean. And it really is, my pictures are based upon the guava bean. So yeah, they are sort of fairly accurate. Oh, you missed that one over there. Typical. There's one more, I think, somewhere here. And we will grab this one, being as we have now seen it. We're not going to, ignore it. And it should pick it straight up because it's literally pointing in this direction. Okay, so it's not quite in range. I think... Oh, are we on a different level or something? I'm going to say... It should have picked it up. So 1,654 litres of wood chips. We will stick those into the chipping or boarding factory. I prefer the boarding factory to the chipping, but it is sort of, in another way, it is more chipping. As in, like, it's dealing with wood chips more than anything. It's not a wood factory. It's not, although it makes boards. I think actually the chipping factory is possibly a more apt name, a more accurate name. So let's move you out the way with our fantastic Aurora Christie Devour Trees. Equipment is now blossoming, it's true, but as I was saying and then got sidetracked because something else happened and I got sidetracked and started to tell you 3 other things. Yes, we need some more equipment, specialist equipment for doing little vineyards and things like that. So we need little cultivators and things like that. So we need to buy them. Yeah, so as in order, because we're playing by a certain set of rules and I don't want to think, oh, you didn't order such and such. So for once, we're going to actually go for cultivators. So we want cultivators. It says this is groundbreaking stuff for me because, to be honest, a mulcher as well. 2.2, so slightly bigger. I think a 3. Yeah, that one. So we'll buy that. No. We're sorry. We're totally losing the plot. But then it is a Friday night. So that's the mulcher. Yeah, see, that's grapes and olives. So we're going to have a bigger 3 meter. Have I done that wrong? Right, so now we need a cultivator. Subsoiler. Let's read for a special one. Now, the Salic, is suitable for grapes and olives. So is this one. 1.5. So have I gone too big then? That's a 2. Right, you see, no, that's a 4 meter. So that's absolutely fine. 1.5. So that one's adjustable. I think we're going to go for a 3 meter. Yeah, I like the sound of that one. It says, and that's a 4 meter. I think we're going to go for a 3. So we'll go Agrisem. Is that the right kind? I think we'll go 2 then. If there's no 3, they're 1. Oh no, they're adjustable though. We could actually buy it as a, and this will, so we go row. A 4 meter is unrealistic, and a 3 is okay. Okay, let's go for a 2 then. Let's go for in the middle. So find used. We also need a tiny. I don't know that I've got any of these loaded. I've got to be honest. So I'm not sure that I've got the little manure spreaders. I prefer the manure one because we've got to do that to match what we've got to do. So spreaders, little ones. If not, I will get a little one made, or I will see if there are. I think there's some load. I'm sure we've got some tiny ones, but I don't normally do this. 8 is the smallest I can see. So it looks very much like. Now the sprayers we can't actually have slurry tankers, only little slurry tankers. The farm tech's a bit of a small one. Oh, we have the Unimog, don't we? Slurry and digestate. That would actually do. How big is this? The slurry spreader, how big? Oh, it's an 8 meter. That's about perfect. It'll probably do a couple of rows. Auto forks, support arms, auto forks. What does that mean? Let's do support arms. Yeah. So let's we'll keep it Abbey. Why not? So let's find used for that too. Being as we've got the Unimog, it seems rather apt that we actually go for the Unimog. Even though we have got the Antler Lemai, it's a little bit big for what we're trying to do. That's what I'm saying. There's some things it's not really suited for. I might still have to do, like, get some more sorted sort of thing that it's not actually quite going to work. Now, did we actually check the sales this very day? We did. I remember them all. Yes, definitely. Right. Well, all we've got to do really is go through to... let's have a look. Because I think we did. I just can't remember. March. Yeah, we've got to go through to March for planting all of our thing. I don't know whether to do nuts or... Well, if we're doing nuts, it's for individual, whereas the cherry and the apples, there were fruit things that did seem to be all right. Yeah, now that I think made sense from a business perspective, whereas this one doesn't at all, which is a bit of a shame. So timber, soraya, lavender, dairy, Salamanca oils, Palencia packaging. This was the one, wasn't it? Juice 3 waste, 4 juice. So what is the actual... No, that is 5 peach, produces 4 juice, 3 waste fruit trees. Grape juice as well, we could do that. I could do my greenhouse if we're going to like do this. Rice bag, rice box, rice rolls, spinach bag as well. Okay. So that is, let's visit it. How much is this? 251,000. A typical very large factory, 251,000. We could afford it, but there's no point in buying it until we've got plenty of fruit trees. So let's have a look at the prices. There's no good going for a business until you make sure you can see if it's going to be viable. So like apples are worth 4,668. Cherries, they're also worth a fortune. So the thing we need to know is if you do the juice, it's only one thing. There's a bit of loss, but you'd expect that. So do we, if a juice, actually make more than like 4,500? If we do, we're onto a bit of a win. Although it's got to be a little bit more because you're going to lose some as well. Yeah, so there's a bit of loss. Whereas you don't lose just fruit, you just take it and you sell it. So not that I'm sure you can all work that one out, but yeah, you know what I mean. I'm not trying to be like insulting. Right, where are we then? We're looking for juice. J as when the last time I looked for juice. I'm sure it was a J. 6289. Now that is quite considerable. Again, only in June. So when do we harvest it? In June. So with this sort of, yeah, but so basically you're going to be like working now. When do you sell? Yeah, because the other thing you have got to always work out is it's all right. So June, if we harvest in June, we're going to have missed the boat because there's no way we can make any juice, which means it's another year till the top price again. So you've got to work that out as well. You've got to hang on for a year. And whereas your apples, if you were to sell just the individual, you would actually have them harvested in June. So for 1,500, maybe 2,000, is it worth a year's wait while you're building up your thing? And the other thing is we don't really know the cycles on the juice, as in like it's a lot. Yeah, so it's going to forget that. So basically you're waiting a year and there's going to be a huge payout at the end of the year. We would have to do our boarding business to keep us afloat, which obviously I am going to tweak the boarding factory, though it is a little bit too severe. It's yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously it's devoured all the wood chips, so it's not like we've cheated or anything in that way. It has, you know, we've used what we, but it's still, the cycles are a bit insane. So right, so then we do want the poplar greenhouse that we were talking about. I like it as close to that as possible. Yeah, this quadrant here. But I would like to leave a bit of space for us to actually work in, or I usually like squeeze way too much and then I've got no room to move. So we want greenhouses. We're going to do a grapes one as well. Let's have a look. Let's yeah, if we're going to do this, I want to go like bang. I want to really do well. So that's the oils, which I need to change a little. A pyramid greenhouse, normal vegetables. I am doing all the pyramids, so yeah, I'm going to change the shape of every single one of them. So that's me guar beans, olives, rice, large, soy super bean. Oh, it's lost its. Oh, it has. It can't see what it's doing. That's a bit bad. Medium glass, bionic crisp edge, bionic olive and grape, pyramid. That is a pyramid. I didn't change the graphics. That was the first one I actually cut my teeth on. Bionic rice, mushroom, bionic poplar. That's the one. So we want the one after, which I think is 37,000. And I will be changing the model on this. So yeah, bionic soy super. We need to fix that because I've broken it somehow. So soy, super popular, and let's do that. Don't want to be losing the. Let's keep it like that. Let's don't want to lose too much. I do wish they'd like calm this spinning down. Right, okay, that looks quite good. I don't think there's much damage, but be careful. We don't want to be losing any of the stone, even though we're not technically doing anything with it. We could be. You never know. Now then. So, we need to grab some water. And we need to, yeah, so you won't see the plants growing. It does still work. The visuals are visual, obviously. Well, yeah, that's fairly obvious that the visuals are visual. But, yeah, you know what I mean. It really is. Let's just get you out of the way. Yeah, so there will not be visuals. I will, again, it's one of those things that I'm trying to work on a tractor at the minute that's got rust, and it's sort of, well, it's almost there. Yeah, I shall show you my progress. It's getting better. I did a bit of a test just before I came on. It's a medium tractor. The modelling will change, but I was just trying to sort of do a trick to see if I could switch the rust off. So I changed the model a little bit. This is going to be a barn find, okay? And it started off as one tractor, and I'm going to literally make it into another one. So this will be like, yeah, so if you go to the barn find, yes, but if you switch the barn find off, that's what you should see. So barn find, yes, you should see the rust, but you can see it's almost cut out all. It has actually, no, those red bulbs, the red like glowy things, the red round objects that I can't quite think of what they're called. Now that is barn find no, and it should be barn find yes. So I've got the yes no the wrong way around. But I've been struggling really hard to actually do this. But if you click on that, you can still see the rust to a degree. Now you shouldn't see that, obviously, but it is if you this is what it represents, a barn find that we found, a rusty old tractor. If you pay 5,000, barn find no. You're paying 5,000. Barn find that is right. Barn find yes. That means you've got that and it's cost you nothing. But if you don't want the barn find, it's going to cost you 5,000 to buy that out. Yeah, I can't do that. Now, that's true, actually. This might actually work. I never thought about this. This is a front weight, a special front weight. And you can have a heavier front weight. So it's sort of like is working reasonable. The attacher you can switch off if you want and just have a standard pull attacher, but it still looks like a 3-point. Now, that again is down to the modeling that I've done. So I might actually do away with and say that you just get that, and I put the price up by 40 because it makes no sense. Again, I've warped from one tractor to another one. The engine setup, it starts its life as a 150 horsepower if you do the barn find, but BI will do this up for you, and you can have a low horsepower, which is 277. It was a big tractor, and the high tractor is a 377. It's a mid-range, so that's all you get. 377 for 12,777, a restored engine. You can also go for away from the standard crawlers to broads, and they're like again reasonable. They were a lot more expensive, and of course you can stick the engine power mod on as well. So we're nearly there. I'm quite pleased, and it's not a bad tractor, and it is articulated. Yeah, I love articulate tractors, and it's obviously an old barn find. Why have I lost the water? Why have I think I'm too far away. I think that's going to be the nozzle. Yeah, no, it is. Right, okay. We're too far away. Let's do that again. Now, that looks a bit more shiny than I remember it. Yeah, it is. I don't know what's happened to the model on that. That's an awful lot more shiny than it should be. Right, we should buy some manure. Well, I haven't forgotten the animals, and we can now afford animals. I don't know whether to do animals on this one, because I'm sort of thinking that we're going to have our hands full with a shed load of like productions and like trees and that, but I'm not sure. We could actually go. Let's switch this on first while I'm like doing this. So we have not available but got. So super popular. Let's switch that on. And we don't want it on keep. Now I've got a process for this. I should show you. It really is a proper process. So let's see. No, you can't see any plants, but it should show dead plants at this stage. It's showing no plants. So let's just grab another water. Let's fill this up properly. And then we're going to grab some manure. So yeah, I'm not sure with the animals whether to do them or not, because I think we're going to be very, very busy. But then again, you're very, very busy on every Let's Play, so I'm not really sure. Do we do them? We shall have a look. We shall. Yeah, so this also is not a standard. It is a powerful tractor, 375. I don't know if this one, if I actually upgraded it. I don't think I did. So it's got the capability of going to a 375. I think it was a 375. I wanted to do a really, really souped up engine, and that's obviously not included the. So I think it's the big tractor. Yeah, let's drop the devour trees quite close to the back of the shed, I think. Leave it in there. No, we've got a proper sheds now. What are you forgetting already? You only put it down this morning. It's true. We do need this very thing here. Right, smashing. Right, it's this way. I'm sure it's left. Yeah, so graphics, greenhouses, I really like my greenhouses. I've done quite a few of them, but I'd like to get the graphics side of it like done. So it may be, again, just getting over COVID, I think beginning to feel a lot better, beginning to. So again, it really saps your mental energy. You just don't feel yourself. You haven't got the energy to do what you normally would do. So the content I've been doing for so long now that it's not really about energy anymore. I mean, I can have good and bad sessions. Like this morning was terrible. The loading and unloading was absolutely terrible. It really was. But yeah, you have a good day and a bad day at the office, don't you, really? Yeah, that's what I'm sort of saying. Yeah, I must change the gold inside as well, so that it's like black or something to match the BI Industries. Right, so then. Yeah, I did try to make proper poplars to sort of like sneak the poplar plants, but the game knows that I tried to sort of like why is this? Why is it that the water? It's actually the back on this is a bit tricky to find. We'd had the same trouble with the other one too. Now it really should be. And it is fairly flat, so I can't see this being a trigger issue. Should be roughly there. But if you're, it's true, if the trigger's lower and the surrounding area is higher, then it means that your wheels are higher than the actual. Oh, do you know, sometimes greenhouses are a right pain in the backside. They really are. But that's lovely. You can see the bottom of the blue canister. So I think, all things considered, really, you can see though how far that dropped down. And that's my point. The other thing is as well, if you don't go far enough, your wheels are still higher. So what I've found quite a bit with greenhouses, you really have to go quite a bit further away than you think. The damage they do to your plants is going to cost me a fortune on this map for more grass. It is. It's very expensive. It reminds me of FS25, which is a feature I really don't miss at all, the expensive grass. And Castile, yeah, CyLModding, or CyLModding, or yeah, you reminded me of all the bad things that I don't miss in FS25. Can't we have some cheaper grass, please? Yeah, bad memories. Expensive grass. Oh, why? No, I would have thought that was. We can cheat because we don't need to. Fantastic. I was going to say it really should be spot on. I might need to increase the area. It's just, yeah, it could be a bit tight. Yeah, the one thing I'd like to is also, that's dead. It just sits there all the time. I'd like to do the fill levels. Now, I do know how to do it. I can nick one from a machine and do that and stick that in so it actually properly fills. So you can see that now there's absolutely nothing growing in there. Well, it is, but you can't see it. And that's what I'm saying. It's a sort of is a bit of a travesty, but the game it still does do it. It just looks awful because you're not seeing any plants in there. Now, again, I can swap in any of the normal greenhouse plants, but I'd really like to do something like baby trees or something like that. The game does not like you playing with the greenhouse ones at all. I mean, these are tomato plants that have guabines growing on them, as in like I've removed most of the tomatoes. If you look very closely, you can see some red in the middle. That's the remnants of the tomatoes that I couldn't quite get without ruining leaves. So, right. Okay, yeah, so the guabines, and again, that took me a long time to get those. And they're not right. There's a few little tiny floaty ones, which are not quite right, but it's not too terrible. That's as good as I could get it. Giants have got access to tools that I really have not got access to, and it took a lot, and almost a complete Sunday of modding to get those to appear. It was that, and I almost gave up a few times. I thought, I think you're going to crack this in a few minutes, so I'm going to do something similar for that. But again, you're sort of limited in what you can do. Well, I am at my level of like modding. Yeah, I'm going to say there are probably other. Is that? Can you see under it? Or I think yeah, sort of the glass. I need to put the glass further down, like I've with most of my other models. Yeah, I need to extend it a little. What I do with most is I hide some under the ground, but I think actually this is very close to being at that level, and you can sort of see underneath the glass, which is a bit bizarre. Right, so we have put that down. We should see action, even though you can't see action. It really does work. You should see 53 litres. It is distributing. This has a special thing, which is convert wood chips from poplars to wood chips. So it's got a chipping machine. Now we know normally you would, so that we want to switch that on. Then those wood chips will come into here. Again, I'm not sure the cycles on this. I haven't properly tested this. This is the first Let's Play it's properly, again, so the cycles should be, again, I'm not sure how much with all of these being popular, how much the cycles actually will do. So I am actually, again, on any first run, it's either too good or it's rubbish, and you tweak it up or you tweak it down until you've got it right. So again, I'm going to do the chipping factory. It's too good. I'm going to take the cycles down, I think, to about half, and I would say that's not going to be too far off then. So yeah, and that's another reason why they're not on the mod hub yet. I'm trying to get everything right to what I consider to be right, because there isn't any wrong with doing a really powerful thing. Only giants might not like it. They would like balance, and I would like balance myself. I do insist upon it. So right, so what are we doing next? I think we really need to go through from December. We need to, now that we've got that going, and it should be, yeah, I'm intrigued to see. Let's go through till 2 o'clock. Right, I just had to stop the cameras just for a minute because I promised my wife a cup of tea. Right, so then we've got to go through right the way to March. So let's have a quick look. We are at 84 litres. So we're going to go through till about 2 o'clock. And we're going to observe. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I'm also like allowing it to go on a little bit, not like enough that you could lose it, but I want to see if you can lose them by running on time a little. So far, I've never lost anything. Ah, wow. The Unimog Beds pack, which is, yeah, we don't want liquid transport, we want sprayer, boosted, slurry spreader, unreal. What does that mean? Oh, 26,000 litres. Slurry spreader boosted. Slurry spreader 4,500 litres. Let's go for like a little bit boosted. Yeah, not like ridiculous, but yeah, let's do support arms as well. Does this fit straight on, or do you need the? I think I would imagine. Well, we're going to test it right now. So it's 3,504. Still got the rest of the stuff to come. Do we? Well, the other thing is, what I normally do is I'll say, we can't buy anything except for the things that we want ourselves for anything under 149,000, which is 10% of the 1,495,575. It just means that you can only go for big things or something you actually want in the sales. So let's go straight through till about 6 o'clock, or till we get something in the sales. Yeah, 6 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. Okay, let's put a bit of light on. So yeah, I will allow a bit of reasonableness. It's 112,000. So yeah, anything like over 100 grand. There's what my golden rule is. But the other things, 30, 40, 50, no, they are way under. So we're not going to do that. Now we have got a baler, haven't we? I've still got quite a few bits and bobs that haven't come, but we've got the hoe, which is brilliant. Let's go through till 12 o'clock in the morning. Oh, wow. That was a bit stupendously fast. Right, so now remember, we also do want... We do want a harvester. don't we? Yeah, we've ordered one. Yeah, we have ordered one. So Kenny's. You know, it gives us £5,000 back. So plus 5,000, but I don't know if that actually does anything in this instance. Yeah, I'm really not sure. And 300, let's go for the 88, 89. Now, if we got the cash, we sort of could afford this for once, you know. No, no. We've already ordered one. We're like, yeah, it's going to be plenty big enough hod. It doesn't need to be powerful. Yeah, it's one of those things about this. If you're doing the swather, it's the swather that's doing all the work. So let's go through till 4 o'clock in the morning. We're selling the light unless we run out of money. Right, so, which I'm hoping we don't. Well, in a way, I'm hoping we do, because, like, if you're getting 400,000 things, I'm not really not expecting that type of thing to drop. I'm just saying it would be a thing of dreams, wouldn't it? So we'll go through to 8 o'clock, and then I'm going to see how well we did with the poplars and that overnight, because I'm not sure. I'd like to see after not quite almost 18 hours how well we're doing with the poplars, because I said I've not actually done this properly. Oh, fantastic. What have we found? Oh, the other one of those. Oh, wow. Now that's a little bit special. That is a brilliant price. We're going to go for the 4,000. We don't grapes. We did, yeah. So we're going for fruit. We've changed from like well, of course we can change these, so it doesn't cost us any more. So yes, that's for us. The second one. I'm hoping Courseplay can actually handle it. And this one to sell. And this one to sell as well. Now, we may run out of space. I'm not sure that it can handle all that lot down there. We moved a bit, but yeah, I did think that was going to be the case. Oh, well, it is daylight, so let's go and shift that. Let's look at this first. So obviously the poplars are being sent to the chipping factory, which is converting them to wood chips. I think that's a little bit too powerful. I think that's a little bit too powerful, Mr. Smith. The reason I've not switched everything on is A, I forgot, and B, that I really wanted to see how well the wood chips did without us using it. So yeah, I think that's a tad too. I could cope with half of that. I think 40,000 for that kind of process would be good, but it really means it's not this that's too powerful, it's this that's too powerful. This needs knocking down somewhat. Yeah, it does. So I think the cycles will try half. Yeah, I think is what we'll try. Obviously the ones with manure do double the ones with water. Yeah, but which is legit. Obviously that's the way that everyone else has done it. So that needs putting down, because it wouldn't matter how well this can do unless, of course, you'd got more of these to actually do this. This needs dropping down so that the chipping factory, yeah, because all that is doing is converting wood chips. The rest is down to the standard cycles of this, of what it would actually do. So how much guar glue? So now we will switch this back on now that we can see. That's already on. Let's switch this lot on. And the guar glue especially. We do need some more water. We are not getting low, but we'll get that doing right now. And then we're going to go and see if the Unimog, if its body fits straight on, or whether we need to do something, whether we need to order a bed, or whether I think it just does as it is, but there's a lot of thinking going on and not a lot of actually testing. So we'll do that in a minute. Let's just get the water filling into that. And I would imagine this is, yes, let's stop imagining and let's do some checking. Yeah, so the water's nearly full. Wow, that's actually, yeah, we've topped that up as well. Yeah, still quite a bit, so not too terrible. Let's get this, Let's get this filled and poured in. We could use that is true. No, I am being silly. No. This is one thing I love doing. It's obviously production silos are really like the distributor that Omatana created in FS22. Well, a production silo is such a thing naturally. So to me, if we, I think we need to do this on this side. Now, did I leave that rope as solid on this one? No, I didn't. Right, okay, smashing. Come on. So slow. So if we stick the tap down there, we're going to use this as our distributor. We ought to put our sign down as well to say we're on the map. So B mode. And dump. And then we need to switch the production silo water to distribute. And this is going to be our main distributor that's going to fill all of our productions up. So on and distribute. And now we're going to take a look at that we've got all of our businesses sorted. We're going to have a look at oh, what is that? Oh, it's the jackhammer. It's having a bit of a fit. I knew you were close. Right, light off, please. And then we're going to do a bit of selling, a bit of buying, and I don't think, with all the businesses we've done, I don't think we've got enough time to go all the way through to March. But to be honest, I don't really want to rush it. I'd like to do this properly, where we're literally doing everything right. I don't want to. That's my trouble, is I'm just too much of a rusher. Let's have a look. Can we? Now I've got to stick the front 3-point link on this. Oh, that is true. I just had an idea. Yes, that would actually work. Okay, so customize. Let's go for. I think we can afford to do this. Just go max straight away now. It's let's do everything now. Yeah, I like them. No roof, no extras, no protective, no monitor. Camera, front and rear. Front and rear. So 21,660. Did we stick the extra? I'm not sure if this supports the... no, it doesn't. It doesn't do the engine tuning thing. I mean, only other than its own. I suppose it's fair because it's already tuned. Right. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Let's just start your engine again and then we'll try that. What I'm going to do is... yeah, we need to sell that, don't we? Yeah, we have... I have created a liquid bottle system that obviously... so plastic, and it is not as it's bigger than you think. That's what I'm saying. So 1,200 litre, it does. It's liquids. It's not what you think it is. It is literally a proper liquids, as you can see. Everything. 2007, and we've got to find used because that's the rules. That's going to help us go a little bit further. Actually, that is a point. Yeah, no. And also, the Xylon one is bigger. And I mean, a lot bigger. Yeah, it is. So, and it really is a lot bigger. Yeah, legitimately, I'm not cheating or anything. So, that would be the best for that kind of job. Yeah, but it's not got the... I don't know that that's ever going to cope with a tanker, really. Now then, so which way around? I think it's the other way. We seem to be a little bit jammed here, really. Seems... Ooh, that poor fertilizer spreader. Yeah, I would say that that's the right way. What? Oh, what? Is this the wrong Unimog? Oh, seriously? Right, okay. Well, that's a real blow. It is a tad. I'm gutted. Is that, do you know, all these different Unimogs are like so one only works with one, and that's when it gets a bit confusing, I think, when that type of thing goes on and you're like, huh? It's a Unimog, but it's obviously not all Unimogs are created equally, obviously. Right, so I think this is a wheel loader, isn't it? I think it's... Yeah. It's a beast. Will you stop it with the crashing things around? Oh. I used to be good at that. Why am I? Oh, because you're going in reverse. It does a weird thing to your head. Yeah. If you're using these a lot, you'd remember, but we were talking about this earlier, how if you do something like regularly, like 2 or 3 times a week, it just sort of like, it's like falling off a log. But if you do something 2 or 3 times a year, even though you might have got good at it, it sort of goes, you go rusty. Yeah, we can still use the Unimog for this, though. It's still a brilliant tractor stroke special machine. Right, fantastic. Is there anything else to sell? I think we did everything now. I think that's for us. That's for us. That is. Yeah, that is definitely. They are. And we can now buy that. Fantastic. And I think we'll probably leave it about here. I do. I think we'll like do this and then well, we'll sort out the Unimog thing because that's annoying. I'd like to like see like what, like, if we can get something for this Unimog, or yeah, how do we identify that this Unimog is the Unimog? Oh, excellent. Well, that's a bit of a very good news. Which particular thing have we actually found? Right, let's have a look then. We have found... Oh, my life. That's amazing. We've only just... And this is what I was saying. This sort of identifies exactly what I was saying about you can order something 2 minutes before, or you can order something 6 months. We're waiting on things we've actually had for absolutely months and months and months. They've still not arrived. Yeah, so it's exactly what I'm on about. So yes, that's the front tank. So we shall see. Get rid of with the... Now we do need to buy a tool for the shop's telehandler, the black sheep modding one. This is a beast. It really is. Yes, I've had it once. on I was going to say Agres Balcones. I've not been on Agres Balcones for a very long time. It's actually one of my favourite maps of JM Gaming's. It was a really good. I mean, I love his Oak City. That was good as well. But yeah, it was something really. So there was something special about it. Is true. Yeah, got to get better at starting chatting and then. Right, so we want. This one for the telehandler at the and we go unrealistic. Should we go John Deere? Is that it? That little bit on the side? 1,050. It's cost us £50 for that. €50 for that little tiny bit of John Deere. Okay, well, we did have a choice. We didn't have to do it. Now then, we do want to stick the... now remember, that is for the store. We want to stick the 3-point link on the back as well, and that's also for the store, so the store can pay, remember. Yeah, so we'll grab the Unimog, sell it back to the store, and see if we can actually grab one for the Unimog. So that's 1,050. And I think we want that. Beacons, they're not for the shop. Standard 3 points. Oh, that's right, it's free. I keep forgetting. It's a real bit. It's a lovely shaped machine as well. Excellent. Yeah, quite unique. Yeah, there's not many like it. Right, so then let's grab the Unimog. Is it a configuration? Is it a long body and ours is a short body, or let's just see. Yeah, that's true. I paid the extra 1,000 for the leg things as well, didn't I? So, and let's not repair it because we might be selling it. Unimog long tanker. We may have to make the Unimog have a longer body. It might be possible to do that. That's what I'm saying. Let's have a look. So it might not be anything to do with the tanker, but more about the Unimog. Yeah, because to be honest, I have not really tried these options, but obviously it does make you wonder, is it that? Because I'm sure this is not the Giants Unimog, but I might be wrong. They look similar. I'm not saying identical, but they do look very similar. Can you do the long body? Oh. Wow. So is that a crane mounting saddle plate? Ah, it could be that. Saddle plate. We'll try it. It's not exactly going to break the bank. So it's definitely nothing... Let's just check. No. No, it's none of that. No. No roof installations. It's definitely nothing to do with roofs. Right, so we'll try that. And if it's nothing to do with that, then we are scuppered and it's got to be sold. So it could be that it actually attaches to that strange thing there. Can't see anything, but that doesn't mean to say... No, I can't see anything, but that doesn't mean to say it's not there. Police are busy again. Right, okay, so it's not. Nothing to do with that. So we really need to look and see, is there one that is? I'm a little bit upset about that, to be honest. Right, okay. Let's have a bit of a close look then at this. So let's look at the Unimog itself and also what Unimog we've actually got, because that obviously does matter. Macdon, Magsi, Massey, Mercedes. U165214 tuning. It doesn't tell me anything at all, does it? Unless we actually check the Unimog in here. I think you'll find they're all the same though on that particular thing. I'm quite sure that they're all like, you know, U1650. So that is like, yeah, that's the non-Giants one, which I believe is what we've got. Yeah, well, it looks like that is the one we've actually got. Right, so then, now if we go to, I just go to DLCs and I'll do it that way. I think it's easier to go to the Unimog like that and check. It says Unimog. Ah, come on, where are you? Manitou. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's Liz and Mercedes. So if it is, we've gone past it. I don't know really how we'd actually do that. Small sprayer. T-Wolf. Ah, here we go. Unimog. Beds pack. Right, modular attached for the Unimog U18 to 2400. So we've got the 1650. Oh, they're quite specific, aren't they? So these are actually no, this is the BB mods pack. So I think he's designed this for the actual Mercedes pack from Giants. Yes, because it's quite specific about the numbers. Right, so we cannot order one of these for our Unimog, but have we got anything in this Unimog set? No, not like that. We haven't. Yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. We've not got it. Simple as. So have we? We could still use the other one. We can use our sort of thing, and I would say the Unimog can probably manage the Antlia Lemai anyway. We're just waiting for the Mosca Duo, which we've ordered twice. So hopefully it comes through. So I think it's about on the right sort of thing for that particular. It is 260, so he could do it. They're fairly flat field, so really I'm not sure that it can't actually manage it. So yeah, I think we'll. So we're going to leave it there. Up to nearly 1.5 again. We've bought things, sold things. Yeah, so we can actually stick that on the front. Yeah, we can, but we don't need to worry about it now. Why have we got a bit of... Why is there some white showing through? It shouldn't have any white on that model at all. Not even on the original. That's really strange. It is. Right, anyway, all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. hopefully next session we will get all the way through winter, and we will. I'm also going to tweak as I go out the to half cycles for the super. I can't think of its name. Yeah, for this super poplar greenhouse. Yeah, so this one's halving, the bionic one's halving, and the yeah, all of them need halving. They're just too good. So yeah. So all that remains to be said is goodbye for now.